I was 24, standing on my grandfather's porch, when I realized a fake lawyer was 30 minutes away from stealing his entire life savings. My grandfather, Arthur, is 79, a retired railroad engineer, sharp as a tack about almost everything. Engines, taxes, crossword puzzles, except family history. He'd spent years chasing our family tree, hoping to find relatives he'd lost touch with. Last October, I walked into his kitchen expecting to catch him mid-crossword. Instead, he was hunched over the table, wrapping stacks of $100 bills in butcher paper and tucking them into an old shoebox like it was Christmas morning. My stomach dropped. "Pop," I said, keeping my voice level. "What's all that cash for?" He looked up, grinning like a kid with a secret. "Keep it down. Don't want your mother finding out yet. It's a surprise." Then he told me. 3 weeks earlier, a man named Marcus Sterling had called, a high-powered probate attorney out of Chicago. Marcus said Pop's long-lost uncle had died, leaving behind a forgotten bank vault stuffed with rare gold coins and vintage bonds, worth over $400,000. There was just one catch. Releasing the estate required $22,000 in interstate tax fees. In cash, unmarked. Wires were unsafe, Marcus warned. And whatever he did, Pop shouldn't tell his kids, because family gets greedy when real money shows up. Worse, a bonded courier was already on his way, arriving at 2 o'clock that afternoon. Every alarm in my body went off at once. The secrecy, the fake lawyer, the rushed deadline, the in-person pickup. This was a scam running the exact playbook they use on people like Pop. I wanted to grab his phone and smash it on the counter, but I knew if I panicked, he'd get defensive, feel humiliated, and shut me out completely. So I took a breath and matched his energy. "Pop, that's incredible. Let me help you pack it up right, so the courier doesn't damage anything." He lit up with relief. While he went to find tape, I grabbed his phone and photographed everything. The texts, the forged legal documents, the caller ID, the courier's fake credentials. Then I told him I was running to the hardware store for more tape. I didn't go to the hardware store. I drove straight to the police precinct, straight to the financial crimes unit. The detective looked at my photos for 30 seconds, then leaned back. "An in-person courier pickup? That's bold. Most of these guys never leave the phone. Will your grandfather let us set a trap?" By 1:45 that afternoon, Pop was safely out of the house on a lunch date with my aunt. No idea any of it was staged. Inside, 2 plainclothes detectives waited behind the curtains. 2 unmarked cars sat down the block. On the porch, the cash in the shoebox had been swapped for cut-up newspaper. I watched from behind the garage door, heart slamming against my ribs. At 2:10 sharp, a black sedan pulled into the driveway. A man in a sharp blue suit stepped out with a leather briefcase, calm as anything, like he owned the place. He climbed the porch steps, picked up the shoebox, nodded to himself, and turned to leave. He didn't make it past the 3rd step. Detectives came from every direction. 4 seconds later, the briefcase was airborne and the courier was face down on the lawn in cuffs. Turns out he wasn't some lone con man. He was one piece of an organized syndicate that had targeted over 70 elderly victims across 5 states. Marcus Sterling never existed, just a script read by a call center built to drain retirement accounts one shoebox at a time. A year later, I stood in federal court and testified against the ringleaders. 2 got 12 years. Most of Pop's money came back. But the hardest moment wasn't the sting or the courtroom. It was that same evening, sitting with him on the porch, watching his face fall as it sank in. No lost uncle, no gold coins, no friend on the phone. Just people who'd studied exactly how to sound trustworthy to a lonely old man. These days, Pop still sits on that porch every afternoon. We restore old pocket watches together now, and every single time, before we close them back up, we count the gears, together, out loud, just to be sure nothing's missing.